Jay Gabler, Duluth News Tribune arts and entertainment reporter, back with another special episode of the DNT Minute featuring my column, Front Row Seat. Now, this week's is not quite as visual as the Matchbooks column from last week, but I do encourage you to get over to DuluthNewsTribune.com to see the fantastic photos by Jed Carlson and video by Wyatt Buckner that accompany this story about Duluth's newest vinyl haven. Walking through River City Records and Books, I stopped short when I saw a VHS cassette of Disney's 1995 animated film, Pocahontas. I worked at a Disney store when that movie was released on home video, I told store manager Dury Nelson. I remember being instructed to push pre-orders as a way to guarantee customers they'd be able to get their hands on one of the coveted tapes. "We have 7 copies," said Nelson. It was Monday morning, and I was paying a visit to the business that has allowed Duluthians to once again say that our city has a record store. River City has been open in Lincoln Park since October, ending a drought of over 3 years since Duluth's Electric Fetus closed for a pandemic hiatus that turned out to be permanent. "When we first opened, everyone and their mom walked in and mentioned the defunct fetus," said Nelson. "That was a big part of the community. Having a record store staple and then not having it for a while, you can tell that it was really bumming people out." The store's selection of vinyl LPs and 45s is available for browsing right up front, but that's just the tip of the media iceberg. The store also stocks a wide selection of used books, plus CDs, music tapes, comic books, magazines, Blu-ray discs, DVDs, and, yes, VHS cassettes. "We don't have laser discs yet, but could in the future," said Nelson, referencing the LP-sized platters that served as a digital release format for movies before the 1997 advent of the more compact DVD. Duluth's River City Records and Books represented the consolidation of owner Todd Hansen's 2 previous Wisconsin record stores in Rice Lake and Hayward. While the River City name most recently belonged to the store in Rice Lake, home to the Red Cedar River, Nelson said it was actually inspired by a vintage sign that now hangs in the Duluth store's front window. Hansen found the sign on sale along the Mississippi somewhere, said Nelson, though the Duluth store manager hasn't been able to discern where the sign hung originally. There's also a River City Records in Memphis, but that store just opened in 2021. The name was initially a source of some confusion among patrons who seemingly associated Duluth with Lake Superior rather than the St. Louis River. "That's us right here," explained Nelson. "We're the River City." Nelson said that about 200 people visit the store on a typical day. Most are locals, with a few tourists mixed in. "We've had a few people from the Iron Range come down on vacation," said Nelson. "We've had a few people from Canada. We had one couple come in from Hawaii last week, which was very fun." The storefront at 1814 West Superior Street has a rich history. It dates to 1886, said Nelson, housing a variety of retail businesses and most recently home to Riverside Flooring. A tablet embedded in the concrete outside the front door identifies it as home to Green Olson Memorials, Inc. "We still have some of their air compressors and stuff down in the basement," said Nelson. River City has taken up the mantle of record store as community hub. Flyers advertise local events, and business cards taped near the front door direct patrons to businesses that service stereo equipment. They also keep a directory of other nearby media stores. "If we don't have it, you're welcome to check out other stores, and we get in new stuff every day," Nelson said he tells customers. "It's just a nice community. Love supporting our neighbors." The store has also started to host in-store performances, including vinyl DJ sessions with TNT Hi-Fi and a live record store day set by Paul Metza. Ross Thorne has also played at the store with his band, playing music from Thorne's album Hugo. That LP was for sale Monday morning in a prominently displayed rack of vinyl by local artists. Discs from The Desire Store, Brianne Marie, and of course Metza could also be found in that rack. A local CD basket featured releases by artists including Sarah Thompson, Adam Sipla, and The Social Disaster. "Right now we have a pretty solid selection of local music," said Nelson, "but we'd like to get more." The posters covering the store's walls and shelving reflect the expansive range of media that are, or might be considered, for sale. Bob Dylan's infamous At Budokan live album is represented. So is David Bowie's Tin Machine project and the 1996 movie The Adventures of Pinocchio, starring Jonathan Taylor Thomas. "This is a good chunk of the owner's poster collection. Some of mine are sprinkled in," explained Nelson. If you're ever up for a scavenger hunt, there are 4 or 5 duplicate pairs of posters that are hiding in plain sight. So any pair you can point out to me, you get a free pinback button. Among all the store's offerings, there's a notable absence of the gift items, apparel, and smoking accessories often found in other record stores, including the former Electric Fetus. That business landed a $74,000 settlement from the city of Duluth after police seized various pipes, ashtrays, pipe cleaners, scales, mirrors, display signs, and an invoice, the News Tribune reported, in a 1994 raid that the store later sued over. Never mind the pipe cleaners. River City doesn't even have incense. I have a lot of allergies, said Nelson. I want people to come into the shop and it is just a nice, clean shop. They smell the nice, clean wood floors. We'll have some plants, the nice book smell. For the right customer, that smell is intoxicating enough. With everything able to be found online, whether it's streamed or just drop-shipped from somewhere, said Nelson, it's really nice to walk into a space, find something that you're looking for, and you can actually hold it in your hands. That's this week's column. I'll be back next week with a report on the upcoming Magic Smelt Parade in Duluth, including information on why this could be the last. That's next week. Until then, I'm Jay Gabler, Duluth News Tribune.